Every Amazon research tool you're using right now is showing you data that's lying to you. And if you're a beginner, you're probably about to make your first big sourcing decision based on numbers that are wrong. I'm Carson, and these are the 4 mistakes I see beginners make over and over again. Watch all 4, and make sure you stick around to the last one because it's super important and almost nobody catches it in time. Mistake number 1, the BSR snapshot trap. If you're new to Amazon, BSR stands for Best Sellers Rank. Amazon essentially assigns every product a rank inside its category based on how many units it sells. Lower numbers mean more sales. If it's a kitchen gadget and has a BSR of 1,000 in kitchen and dining, it's actually selling really well. If it has a BSR of, say, 200,000, it's barely moving. Here's where every single beginner seller gets burned. Amazon updates the BSR every single time that a unit sells. So, if a product just sells 1 unit today, its BSR drops significantly for a couple of hours. Then it will climb right back up. What you see on the listing right now is just a snapshot. It's not the average. So, a product may look like a winner today, but might actually be a product that hasn't sold in 2 weeks except for the single unit that just happened to sell 20 minutes ago. And you are about to place a $1,000 order with a supplier based on this snapshot. It is so important before you go and order all of this product to pull at least a 90-day chart before you make a sourcing decision. Right? If the chart is flat and consistent, you have a real seller. If it looks like a heartbeat monitor, you have a product that's going to unfortunately leave you on sitting inventory. Mistake number 2, trusting the opportunity score. Almost every single research tool gives you at least some kind of score. Helium 10 has it, Jungle Scout has it, ProfitGuru has it. It's usually a number from 1 to 10, and it's supposed to tell you at a glance how good of an opportunity a certain product is. Here's the problem. That single number is trying to summarize 6 or 7 different things all at once. Demand, competition, price stability, seasonality, brand concentration, review count, and when you compress all of that into one number, you lose a ton of important information that actually matters. Sometimes a product can have a 9 out of 10 score and still be a terrible decision for you. The score doesn't know the entire category and only sells in November and December. The score doesn't know that one brand owns 85% of the buy box. The score also doesn't know that the product is in a patent dispute, right? You never know. The fix to this problem is by using the opportunity score as a starting filter rather than a decision. If a product passes the score, go find the data underneath. Look at the trends. Go look at the 12-month sales chart. Look at the buy box concentration. Look, the score is just a hint. The chart is the truth. Mistake number 3, counting sellers instead of counting active sellers. When you find a product on Amazon, you can see how many sellers are on the listing currently. A beginner sees a listing with 12 sellers and thinks, great, it's an open listing. I can jump in and, take a piece of the pie. But that's not how Amazon actually works. The buy box is a winner-take-most system, right? So one seller usually has a buy box of 70 to 90% of the time. Everyone else on that listing is fighting for the leftover 10 to 30%. With that being said, a listing with 12 sellers might really only have 2 sellers making most of the meaningful sales. And then the other 10 are listed, but they're not getting anything. If you join that listing as seller number 13, you're not stepping into a piece of the pie. You're stepping into the scraps. Here's what I would actually look for. The buy box win percentage by seller. If one seller owns 80% of the buy box of the market, that listing is, functionally closed. You'd be the 13th seller fighting for 20% of the sales split with, 11 other people, that's not a business. That's just a side gig that pays for coffee. But here's the fix. Never count sellers. Count buy box share. If one seller dominates the buy box, the listing is locked. If the buy box is split between 3 to 5 sellers fairly evenly, that could be a real opportunity. That's a product where competition is healthy and there's room for you to win. Mistake number 4. And this is the one that unfortunately costs beginners the most actual money. And it's falling in love with revenue instead of falling in love with the margins. You find a product. You see that it does $50,000 a month in revenue. You think, okay, I take half of that. Easy. I'm rich, right? Revenue is not profit. You don't keep $50,000 when you sell $50,000 worth of product on Amazon. You don't even keep close to that. Let me actually run the math. So let's say a product sells for $25 on Amazon. You source it from a wholesaler for $8 per unit. You ship 500 units inbound, and that costs you $1,000. Then you sell 200 units your first month. Okay, great. Your gross revenue is $5,000. But then Amazon takes its referral fee. That's 15% of the sale price. Then you just lost $750 right there. And then you have the FBA pick and pack fee. On a standard size item, that's around $4 a unit. 200 units times $4 is another $800 down the drain. And then you have your cost of goods. So 200 units at $8 each is $1,600. Plus your share of the inbound shipping, plus return, plus storage if you don't sell it fast enough. So your real margin on that $5,000 in revenue is maybe $1,200 to $1,500. So when a product shows $50,000 a month in revenue, you're looking at about $10,000 to $15,000 in actual take-home profit. And that's only if absolutely everything goes right. Here's the fix. Never look at revenue alone. Run an FBA calculator on every single product that you're seriously considering. Plug in your real supplier cost. Plug in your real inbound shipping. Look at margin per unit and total monthly margin. That is the number you take home. And that is the only number that matters. So, those are the 4. BSR Snapshot lies because it updates after every single sale. The opportunity score lies because it compresses everything into one number. Seller count lies because the buy box is winner takes it all, right? And revenue lies just because it's not profit. If you want to use a tool like the ones discussed in this video, go ahead and go down to the description, ProfitGuru. It's $25 a month for the starter, $50 a month for the pro, and then there's a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it without committing. Subscribe. I'm putting out a video like this every single week, and drop a comment if you want me to break down a specific tool that you see or want to learn about, or a specific mistake that you see. So I'll see you in the next one.